Welcome, everybody. My name is Justin Gaynor, and I am here with Nyeejah Ricketts, and I'm excited to have her. I haven't got to see her in quite some time. She was a student that I had an opportunity to mentor through the business mentoring program at Florida Atlantic University. And welcome to our podcast, Nyeejah. I just wanted to have you introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about what you're about.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nyeejah Ricketts. I am a recent graduate from Florida Atlantic. I graduated with a degree in business marketing and a minor in finance. I met Justin through the FAU mentorship program, where he was my mentor my senior year. And he taught me a lot about business. He taught me a lot about the business world and just developing as a business-minded person and, the importance of networking and things of that sort. So I'm glad to be back on the podcast. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, well, it's definitely excited to have you to share a little bit about your journey. As you know from working with me in the past, the company that I started in 2020, General Media Consulting, we're all about building up and equipping people who have that entrepreneurial spirit, or maybe they're already business owners, to come alongside them and help them build strong, fruitful businesses. And one of the things that I've loved about FAU and their business mentoring program is the opportunity to really do a deep dive into what it means to launch a business or to be a part of a business and to become what you and I have oftentimes discussed as being a value-driven professional, and how you're going to bring value to whatever situation you find yourself in. So tell me about that. How did you end up choosing FAU as your school to attend, and what attracted you to their marketing program?
So I chose FAU. I applied to a bunch of colleges in Florida. I think what really drove me to FAU was just what I've heard from word of mouth about the school. Also, the marketing program that they have there is really extensive, and the opportunities and also like the scholarships that they were offering at that time. And also just being in Boca is so beautiful. So I was like, okay, that makes me want to go there even more. Um, but yeah, it's an amazing campus. It feels like a big family. So that's just the environment that I wanted to be a part of.
Okay, wonderful. And as a mentee in the business mentoring program, what did you find was the most valuable thing? What were you expecting going into it? And how did you even hear about it?
Yeah. So I heard about the mentorship program through email, and also I think they were having event that was on campus, like a career show, I believe that's what it's called. And I wanted someone that was already in the field that I was heading towards to give me advice of like what to do or what to look forward to, what
Mhm.
to look out for, and things like that. And just to learn from someone who is in the field or is in the profession that I want to be in.
Mhm.
And I'm so glad that I did it because I learned a lot from you about being a value driven professional. And I think a lot of the things that I did learn throughout the program that I was able to apply not just to my personal life, but to my professional life as well.
Mhm. So you mentioned some of the things that we talked about. One of the things that I went through with you that I go through with all of my mentees is we go through Business Made Simple by Donald Miller. And
Mhm.
that's it kind of works like a daily devotional, whereas it's like maybe a 15-minute reading along with a video that accompanies it every day for 60 days. Of that 60 days that we kind of did that really looked at, what does it practically look like to structure and build and manage a business? What were some of the things that really stuck in your memory the most?
Yeah, I think the main thing that stuck out to me was um, there was one of the days where it's titled Be a Hero, Not a Victim. I think a lot of times, especially in the business world, it's not going to be easy. You're going to encounter obstacles and things of that sort. But instead of looking and saying, okay, this is hard, or like seeing things in a negative perspective,
Mm,
to take that power back and see, I can actually make the best of my situation. So that kind of gave me like a mindset shift instead of seeing or like viewing myself as the victim. I can look at myself as a hero. No matter what situation you are in the business world,
mm.
you can make it something positive. So that's the main thing that stuck with me.
Okay, so rather than kind of falling
Yeah.
into kind of getting stuck, if you will, which can happen when when we kind of have that victim mindset, we see ourselves as the hero, and there's just this is another obstacle for me to overcome and get stronger, right?
Right.
And so,
Hmm.
yeah, that's definitely a powerful and encouraging part of the book, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
So a lot of people who are looking into general media consulting that I work with, they may wonder, does higher education actually help in real life entrepreneurship business? And so, from your perspective, when you're thinking about, if you were to enter into some sort of an entrepreneurial endeavor to launch your own business, do you feel that your experience at FAU educationally, as well as with the mentoring program, has prepared you for the real world of business?
Absolutely. I think my entire journey at FAU contributed to how I view myself as a business professional. Just the resources that they offer, the mentorship program, the career fairs, just people that you can reach out to throughout your 4 years. Also, I got the opportunity to study abroad and see how life was like, or just like taking classes in another country.
Mhm.
And I think all of those things definitely contributed to how I view the business world, how important it is to network, how important it is to take advantage of your opportunities,
Hmm.
and also just being around like-minded individuals that are around the same age as you. And it's inspiring to see them also chasing their goals and going after their careers. And I don't think that would have been possible if it wasn't for me, you know, going through higher education.
Okay, excellent,
Mhm.
excellent. So you mentioned studying abroad. Tell us a little bit about that. How did that door open for you? Where did you go? What are some of the experiences that you have that are like things you're going to be telling your grandkids about someday?
Yeah, so I think I've always wanted to study abroad even before college. It wasn't really how, it's when. Like I knew, if there was an opportunity, I was going to take that opportunity to study abroad.
Hmm.
And my junior year, the credits that I needed for my junior year, they were offering some of those credits, during the summer. So I said, okay, why not just study abroad? This program is offering the exact credits that I need.
Hmm.
So I did some digging and research, reached out to some people, and they gave me the information about the program and how to sign up and things of that sort. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it was scary at first because I went over there by myself for the first time,
And where did you
and
go?
Seville, Spain.
Okay.
And I'm so glad that I went because it was absolutely beautiful.
Hmm.
And just it got me out of my comfort zone because, you're in a new country, new language, everything is completely new.
Hmm.
So you kind of have to push yourself and challenge yourself to do things that you normally wouldn't do if you were in the United States. And for the summer that I was there, I learned a lot. I learned a lot of new Spanish, of course, but I also learned a lot about myself and how I navigate difficult situations and challenging situations. And instead of like running away from these situations, like we were saying about business made simple, we can look at those obstacles as a means to overcome them and learn a
Hmm.
lot about ourselves. So I had an amazing time. And as for something that I will always be telling my kids about, I think just the entire city, it's literally beautiful. You walk down the street and there's just like a castle, basically cathedral. It looks like a castle.
Uh-huh.
And also, just like on the weekends where we would do day trips, I did a day trip to Portugal
Mm.
and it was stunning. The caves and the water is just the entire coast of Portugal is absolutely beautiful. So I will be telling my kids about that for years and years to
Awesome.
come.
So now that you've graduated and you have a degree in marketing and a with a minor in finance, you are ready to now take a year, which I think is so wise, to get some more experience out in the world, and you have chosen to actually go back to Spain and
Yeah.
spend some time there teaching English. So tell us about that, and then more than that, how do you see these international experiences shaping your overall outlook when you decide to come, when you actually return to the States and kind of hit the ground running and go into that professional career, whether that be marketing, finance, or marketing financial products. I don't know what you're,
Yeah.
as you head into that next chapter. So how is this? How do you see all this tying together?
Yeah. So first I want to start with how I got the opportunity to move to Spain. I applied through a program called NowCap. And basically they work with people from all over the world. You apply, they review your materials and things of that sort. You submit an essay, recommendation letters, and if they think that you're a good fit to be a part of their program, they will give you a placement in one of your preferences in Spain. I was placed in Mallorca, Spain. So that's like the islands of Spain, surrounding by, water and a bunch of other islands.
Mhm.
And I think what really drew me to that program, obviously, it's amazing to live in Spain, but reflecting back to like my study abroad and how it grew me as a person and how it challenged me as a person, I
Mhm.
knew that I wanted to have that international experience and not just for like 2 months this time, but like for an entire year.
Mhm.
And just like working with other people and teaching language and having that exchange, because not only will I be teaching English, but I'm pretty sure that I'm going to learn a lot as well while I'm over there. And I think how the program will benefit me in the end is that coming back to the States and just like entering this rigorous job market, I'm like, if I can do it in Spain, in a country that I don't speak the language and everything is brand new to me, like,
Mhm.
it's just building an even tougher shell for me. And also just like applying what I've learned over there, um, just internationally, the language, and just so many things that I can apply to when I come back to the corporate world.
Okay. And
Mhm.
so I guess, well, let me just get a quick yes or no on that one. So your intention is not necessarily to go right into launching your own business when you return, but you want to actually go into corporate America. Any specific targets with that?
Um, no specific targets. I'm more so of, you know, come as I go. Like I know the type of field that I want to be in,
Mhm.
marketing. And, if that opportunity presents itself, then I will take advantage of that.
What do you
But
love? What do you love about marketing?
oh, I love about market, it applies to everything.
That's true.
Literally, the businesses, you see the billboards, everything needs marketing. Even this laptop that I'm on right now, the Apple laptop. I heard about Apple through marketing.
Mhm.
So, marketing is a universal language. It applies to everything.
Mhm.
And it's so diverse. I think that's what really draws me to it is how diverse marketing is.
Mhm.
And there's a strong demand for it. So, yeah, I love it.
So for the people that are watching the podcast who are thinking about being an entrepreneur, since that's kind of where you're aiming at, thinking
Mhm.
about, okay, how can I be the type of person who is like a 10x employee? Like if they're gonna pay me $50,000 a year, I'm gonna make sure I bring a $500,000 worth of value to this company. Somebody who is just hardcore bent on adding value to whatever organization that they're going to be a part of. What kind of lessons do you think that they can learn from stepping outside of their comfort zone like you do so often, whether that's studying abroad, working internationally, taking on new challenges? How is that going to make them a better candidate for a corporate role in marketing?
Yeah.
or
So I
finance.
so I think what it is like you said, you can't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone because it's outside of our comfort zone that we grow the most, which sometimes I feel like I take that far, like, you're living internationally, but I think it helps me learn a lot. And if you are an employer, just someone that is opening to learning a lot, opening to challenge yourself, not being afraid to go through the obstacles and the things that a lot of people are uncomfortable, to do, then I think that will make you an exceptional candidate for anything. If you can challenge yourself and put yourself, you know, through things that most people wouldn't want to do, then
Mhm.
I think you would be a good candidate and you will make it very, very far, especially in corporate America.
Excellent. Wonderful. So
Mhm.
at General Media Consulting, we went through the mentorship program. As a business, I sell entrepreneurs, business owners, professionals business coaching and consulting services for marketing or whether it's strategic management and various different things. And so that's what I do in order to bring value. People hire me to help them build strong, fruitful businesses. So, can you speak to that? How mentorship or coaching is central to the success of a professional in the modern world? If you're like speaking directly to a new business owner, what would you tell them about mentorship and the value of investing in it?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of value that comes from mentorship. I think the exchange of knowledge is what mentorship is, especially if, you're being mentored by someone who is in the field that you want to be in. And I think that we can also share knowledge with each other. And just like with the mentorship that we did, I learned a lot. I know that I did. And there was a lot of takeaways that I had, at the end of that mentorship that I not only applied to my life, but like how I look at the business world as well. So
Mhm.
for any company that's out there that is considering mentorship or coaching or whatever it may be,
Mhm.
I think that is something that they should, seek, because the relationships that come from that, networking that come from that, the knowledge that comes from that,
Mhm.
it will only advance their business even more.
Mhm.
So I think all companies should imply that into, just every area of their business. I think it's definitely a beneficial thing.
Yeah, I know that in my own experience, when I was in the corporate world with Scott Trade Financial, we had a formal performance development system. So, as a branch manager with them, I had quarterly meetings with my employees to help build them up and coach them in between those meetings on the goals that we set during that time. And so that was one kind of experience. And then when I was with Keller Williams, they actually, if you came on as a real estate agent with them, your first year, they provided a productivity coach to you for free until you either, I think, closed your first three deals or the 12 months was completed. One of the two. And then you could choose to continue that relationship. You would just be responsible for paying for that coach going
Yeah.
forward. And that was the first time I've ever seen things done in that particular way. And I thought it was amazing because my coach as a real estate agent was super helpful in having a go-to person, having someone to hold me accountable to my goals and the things that I said that I wanted to accomplish, and the path that I committed to actually walking in order to achieve those things. And
Mm.
so that was my personal experience and kind of really what stirred me up to want to take my experience in business and to be able to offer coaching services to folks through mentoring programs like FAU offers, as well as professionally through General Media. So, as you look ahead, what's exciting you most about your journey? What are you like just I mean, obviously, flying to Spain is a big deal and spending a whole year there. You're in Tampa right now, correct? And
Yes.
so you're going to be heading. And when are you leaving? And is there anything that is really really exciting you about this whole process? Whether it's teaching, I'm not sure if you've ever done any teaching before. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be leaving at the end of September, like a week before October 1st, because that's when the program starts. But I think what I'm most excited for, honestly, is just the experiences that's gonna come with it, and just like the little kids that I'm gonna be helping to teach English to, and just the language. I'm literally in love with the Spanish culture, the language, the music, everything. And to be back there again, I'm just really excited for that. I'm
Hmm.
also looking forward to how much I'm going to grow after the program and just the takeaways that I'm going to have from it and what I'm going to be able to apply when I come back to the States. And also, if I'm being honest, like it's like it's easier to take flights from Spain. Like if you want to go to like Italy or something, like the flights are very cheap. So I'm also looking forward to doing that on the weekends, of course, when I have time off. Um, but yeah, like it's everything is so slow paced, but like in a good way of where there's an amazing work-life balance.
Hmm.
Um, America can be so fast paced sometimes, like you can't even think. So the fact that everything will just slow down and there will be that work-life balance, and I'm really excited for everything. I'm excited for the ups, the downs. I know it's not going to be easy. There's going to be days where it's hard to adjust, but I'm also looking forward to those days as well.
Now, what you just said, it reminds me of a lot of conversations that I've had recently. And I was talking to Hi, another one of my mentees from FAU recently, and he actually challenged me. I want to know your thoughts on this, because he started in a family business, and he ended up in corporate world working as with Walmart with their and one of the things he said to me, this idea of work-life balance, because that used to be kind of the theme of a digital magazine that we used to put out, that we would maintain balance. But he said, you know what, Justin, I've learned it's not so much about balance as it is about prioritization. And I was
Mm,
like, He says, yeah, because, I'm not really trying to balance my family and my career. He says, I have a new child, and my new child, without question, hesitation, or equivocation, I'm not trying to balance him with anything. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? I mean,
right.
he's like number one, right? And so what do you think about that idea? The idea of prioritization versus balance?
Yeah, I think family over everything, family, God, faith over everything. I think a lot of times we can just outwork ourselves, and there's like just this race of, being as best as we can, which is amazing. But when do we start to prioritize the things that, mean a lot to us?
Mm.
Um, and like you said, I like that he said that because there's really no comparison. Like, those things should always come first.
Right.
Um, but it's not always easy because, the just the type of environment or just the world that we live in today.
Mm.
And like going back to Spain, like I was saying, I think that's what I love about them as well. It's not really a balance for them, but it's more so they prioritize family time. They prioritize their rest. They have siestas,
Mhm.
things like that. So it's gonna be like a different dynamic over there.
Yeah.
But I don't hate it.
Right, right.
Hmm.
All right. Well, hey, I am so thankful that you took time out of your schedule to join me here today, and hopefully this video will add a lot of value to the lives of those who hear our conversation. And it was just wonderful to see your face and hear your voice again. So thank you, and you will definitely be in my prayers as you are engaging in your travels,
You as well.
and I look forward to hearing more updates in the future.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Like, I love the sit downs and the talks that we get to do. I
Yeah.
think it's such an amazing exchange of like, just like our updates, what's going on in our lives and things of that sort, and just like the knowledge that, we exchange with each other. So it's always a great time to do these.
Yeah,
Always.
absolutely. All right.
Mhm.
Well, I'll talk with you a little bit later. And yeah, wonderful having you.
All right. Bye, everyone.